Customer Success Convos. Join the biggest names in customer success for a video series that brings together leaders within the field to discuss the latest trends, innovative insights, and most effective strategies within customer success right now. Hosted by Vish Walia. Whether you're new to customer success or a seasoned professional, Vish and his guests will leave you with actionable advice, takeaways, and top tips to enhance your customer experiences.
As a start, Mary, tell us about yourself and what you do at Glint.
Great. Well, thank you. So Glint, for those of you who aren't familiar, our mission is to help employees be happier and more successful at work. So I joined Glint because I was really inspired by the mission, and the icing on the cake is really that I got to build the entire customer journey for Glint. And so I've had the benefit to see both, the employee engagement and the relationship to customer success.
Mary, I know we have talked briefly, and I know from your keynotes and previous presentations that you are super passionate about AI in customer success. Can you please share some insights about AI in customer success and also how AI can help provide more value for companies to deliver customer success?
Absolutely. So it's probably been a few years ago now when I got the question of what do you think the future of customer success looks like? And I started to put together, my thinking related to getting predictive, because we had come from a place of reaction to starting to be proactive, but that's not really enough. So how do we get to a predictive place with our customer data? And on top of that, what I've added now the last year or so is how do we then make that personalized, right? Mm-hmm. Because even if we get predictive and we're able to take great action with our customers, how do we take personalized action with every customer? And the one thing missing kind of in the industry is the ability to take AI and apply it to all of the great centralized data that we've been able to build over the last couple of years with platforms like Gainsight and others in the space, right? We've been able to sort of bring a customer-centric mindset to the data, which is great. But now the next step is, what do we do with it? Mm-hmm. How do we really leverage it, right? Yeah. And a lot of organizations are thinking about data scientists and creating some bandwidth for data scientists to be able to use that data to its maximum potential. But even data scientists, like if they don't know the right questions to ask, or if they don't have months and months of time, they're never really going to get to a place where you can build the amount of insight or the amount of prediction that you could do with AI, which, by the way, could then be done in minutes, right? Instead of months. And so I'm really passionate about that because it's starting to be recognized. There's some companies like Involve AI who are starting to build AI models on customer success.
Absolutely. No, I totally concur with you on that. AI is, hot topic among, most technological companies, but also in the space of customer success. Now, I know that in order to be successful in AI, companies need to lay a strong foundation, that digital model for customer success journeys. So can you please share that how companies can do that and your success story at Glint, that how you laid a strong digital foundation?
Yes, it's a great question, Vish. Thank you. There's kind of a couple things to consider. You could just be collecting data on your customers between your CRM and any customer, platforms you have, like for support or customer success. And you could get a fair amount of, insight and risk prediction, right? But if you don't have the foundation of the customer journey and deliverables and metrics and value alignment across your customer journey, then that data that you're going to be able to use for AI is only going to get you so far. But if you have this foundation and the entire customer journey really well defined, these two things can now come together and create an incredible digital experience for your customers. And if you think about as you grow your organization, there is a need really to start to segment the delivery, because otherwise, from an operating margin perspective, right, it gets to be awfully heavy if you're providing high touch to every customer.
Yeah.
But how do you create a high touch model and make it digital? And that is really the beauty of having this foundation of your customer journey, the right data, and then using AI to start to either automate or point live resources to the right action at the right time for every customer. So now it's personalized, it's scalable, and it's relying on, right, all of the data that you've been collecting for, however much time. But you're not needing to rely on data science. CSMs don't have to spend days trying to comb through data on each customer to figure out what's the next value add activity I can engage in, right? AI is going to provide that to them directly. That's what I'm really excited about. So we built a journey called the Glint Guided Experience. This is a model that can be leveraged by any of our customers, but ultimately customers that are, in more of our low touch or smaller customer segment would be able to have what would feel like a high touch experience digitally. Okay. And then our largest customers that have a CSM assigned will still be able to leverage this foundation and this platform for scale and be empowered with the resources that they can use, at their own pace, not wait for a live resource. And it means that the CSM has more time to spend on the strategic, value add activities with those customers.
Perfect. That's very interesting. And, in speaking with other, CSM leaders, I know that being strategic and at scale are the two hot topics in the CSM space, right? Mostly all the organizations in today's day and age are trying to solve that problem. So it looks like you have built a platform that lets you be strategic with your high touch and strategic customers, at the same time providing, some kind of same or similar value add to customers that are not high touch, don't need that much of assistance. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. It's like the partner that you want to have on a journey that is always there when you need them, right? Wow. With the right answers. And so you're not spending time trying to get help from someone or wondering what's next. The journey will actually sort of nudge you and guide you and push you at the right times, or be there to pull information from. And it creates an experience that feels, again, very personalized, even though it's highly automated or digital.
That sounds to me like future of customer success, but at the same time, I know the future is now. So, congratulations to you for, sharing that GGE model. What practical advice would you give to customer success leaders who are thinking about this, foundational approach or digital model, that will help them in the future?
So one of the things that I learned throughout my career, so in hindsight, what I would do different is I would invest in the foundations earlier than you think you need to.
Okay.
CS operations, putting a actual customer success platform in place, integrating your customer data from the really early days is going to allow you to build that foundation that you can accelerate over time. And then that customer journey, right? So tying all of those things together will put you in a place that as you grow, your team will have the resources that they need to continue to be strategic and really help their customers with value, while the customers will have what they need to be empowered at their fingertips.
Wow. That's something, I love that. And that's why, like I was telling you, at the start of the episode, that Mary is somebody who shares these new ideas and insights, and I'm happy to have you today. Last but not the least, we talked about the CS leaders, but what about our CSM practitioners, our soldiers on the ground? Seems like a big change is coming their way. So what tangible takeaways would you provide them to be ready for this change?
The one thing I would say is stay curious, right? Because there's always going to be ways to do your job better in the sense of being able to deliver more value for your customers, right? So don't feel like just because the process as it is today, seems to be working, that it can't be better, right? Always ask questions. Think about what else your customers might need that your company isn't currently delivering, or that you are currently empowered to deliver, and raise those things. Be vocal, because that's what's going to continue to transform your role in CS, but also transform the value you can bring your customers.
Sounds great. Perfect. Thank you, Mary, for sharing these key insights and golden nuggets. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Vish.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Customer Success Convos. That's it for this week's episode. Join us again next time to learn more about customer success tips and takeaways from industry leaders.